Hey everyone, it's Docfire. It's time for another overview of a part for an Autococker. Go figure. Anyway, we're going to go over today tactics. Hope I got the acronym correct. These acronyms drive me nuts. I was in the alphabet soup government for years, and I get so tired of it acronyms. But they have several parts, or new products that they just released, and which came out to, I think they just got done shipping. I know because I got mine, and finally kind of got all mine in and got some time to actually, I've had it for a while, got some time to get some work done on it. But specifically, they have three products. Well, they have several products, but I have three that I'm going to do an overview on. Essentially, well, one I'm going to do an overview on, and then the other two that there's already been some overview done by other techs out there. But the gold valve, and if I can get this to focus and out of my face, here it is in a nice little box. Really nice packaging. If you're into packaging, they really spent some time and money on packaging, which is great. They, just gets thrown away. So no offense. It looks great. Their marketing, that's their drive. I'm not a big packaging guy. As long as it looks nice and comes, ready to go, then I'm good with it. But they did nice work on it, so they get credit for that. Definitely, that's a really nice packaging. I mean, really nice. Some of the nicest in the industry that I've seen. For outside of these big multinational companies. But anyway, let's go to a tactics website real quick, and let's go over their products that they have. And here we are on their website, and hopefully, I need to do the full screen thing here. Full screen. Here we go. There we go. And I'm trying to do this. I need to get my glasses because I'm looking at a really small screen. And I'm going to turn my body. Oh, this is supposed to be full screen. Come on. Full screen. Stay full screen. There we go. And let's see. We're going to go shop here. And obviously Paintball. They have a lot of stuff. But here's all the stuff they have. Oh, and this is my logo. We can actually turn that off, I think. So turn it off for a second. So they have their Delta ZFR trigger plates. This is for the gunfighter. I have mine in. I bought the regular bearing one, not the ceramic. I hear the ceramic one's the way to go. And I will probably be doing not an install. There's enough install videos on that. I'll probably just be doing how I feel about it. I don't know what gun I'm going to put it in yet. But that's here nor there. We're going to go over the gold chambers. Okay, so they have a couple options here. They have the gold chamber spring perch. And I don't know why they sell this separately. I don't know. Tactics under the YouTube or Facebook comments when I post this video. Why do you sell those separately? Maybe if I read this stuff. So let's go. This is the one I'm going to put in for. And these gold chambers are for... Let me turn myself on to put some other things. I don't need the Docfire Live. They're for the Meteor guns. Meteor right here. Meteor. They have the red chamber or the black chamber. That Meteor typically known to be a little higher pressure marker. Nothing wrong with high pressure, by the way. It's actually their high pressure was the old low pressure. So. But anyway, typically a little higher pressure gun comparative to current stuff. And this valve chamber is designed to help reduce that pressure significantly. How much, I don't know. We'll find out. But they have, when you go to buy one, they have two options in it. They have the pre-2K or the 99 spec banjo bolt, the small banjo bolt, or they have it the 2K, which is the more common size banjo bolt that you see on the newer Autocockers, the larger banjo bolt, which is about a ½ inch in diameter, right on the outside. Key note, and but all Meteors are sold. The front blocks, if you have a full Meteor body kit, and we'll look at that closer here in a second. And I'm going to ignore that. We'll look at that closer here in a second. But all Meteors, if you didn't know this already, are generally 99 specs. So they're all Meteors. Let me rephrase this: that were built more recently, like in the they weren't from the 90s or early 2000s. anything that's within the last few years, it should be, the front block should be a 99 spec front block. So when you order this for your Meteor, if you want to put this part on there to modify it and have some fun with it, if your gun shoots great, then you know it shoots great. You know, it is going to be able to allow you to do a couple different things, but if your Meteor shoots great, then unless you want to play with it, and it's an Autococker, so play with it. Go buy this part and play with it. Why not? Have fun with it. Make sure you order the pre-2K, the 99 spec banjo bolt, the small banjo bolt. If you order the 2K, you'll need to rechange your front block. And if you have something that's anno match, stuff like that. I've seen some people that ordered the wrong ones. They just obviously didn't know what they had. And but I'm pretty sure that if you call up or you get a hold of ATTKTX folks, that they would probably exchange that out for you. You know, probably at your cost for shipping because you're the one that made the mistake. But just be aware of that. They have two options. Now, if you have a Meteor and it's your Meteor has, it's an Autococker, right? It's got the front block on it. And let's say you have just in a pile, you know, of cool Autococker parts, you have like a CCM, pump kit that's 2K. Well, then order the 2K one, and then you can essentially bolt that onto your front block. You know, put it all in place, and then slide everything out, and then you could swap things back and forth, and it'd be kind of cool. So there is a good reason to have a 2K. One is to put a 2K spec pump kit on it if you already own one, because sometimes the 99 spec pump kits are a little harder to come by than the 2K spec ones are. And then the other reason is if you have just a War Games body, I don't know, let me grab one here, like maybe this guy right here, and you decide to drill it out, send it off to one of the fancy machine shops out there that are doing paintball stuff, like Angry Paintball, Jason Antle, Jake from Bearded Works, or BMC Fabrications out of Oregon. Any of those three guys, I think, are all accepting work. And they could take one of your standard War Games bodies, bore it all the way out to Meteor spec, we're going to call it. Get my fingers here. There we go. Meteor spec. And you'll be able to slide it in there and use the 2K one and use the 2K front block that maybe came on it, but then have this giant airway passage in there. So almost like kind of like a Merlin, I guess. You can use a Lazarus valve. All you need is the front half of this thing. If I bring my little cursor here, the front half, and you still have to have both pieces in there. I take that back, because this is your front frame screw. But anyway, if you've bore out 11/16 out the whole lower tube, you would then take the front frame screw hole and drill that out so there's no more threads in it. You would take the Vert ASA threaded hole and drill that out so there's no holes in it. And then this would be able to slide in there and seal up and all those good things. But do it through one of those machine shops. You could drill it yourself if you want to. Have fun. Who was it? What's his name? I'm losing his name. That does all the grinder stuff. Have him do it for you. But anyway, the whole thing is they give you options, but just be reminded that they have two versions. If you're just doing a standard Meteor, just make sure you get the 99 or the pre-2K. But it's pretty clear on their website. I didn't see anything. It's pretty clear. They have a lot of stuff. They talk about all these things and all these upgrades and all these bells and whistles, and any new product they're gonna tout their product. But we're gonna go through. Let me turn this off real quick, and I'm gonna see what else they have in the shop here. So we have. Let's just do all products. All products. What do they have? Let's go look through Meteor. So they have. The gold chamber perch. I don't know why they have just that. Weird. They have the Lazarus valve set screw. So on this Lazarus valve, let's go into that. I don't have one of these, but it's kind of nice. I just machine my own, but they have this nice little set screw that goes in the bottom of your gun, and then it has a little O-ring in it that kind of seals in that Lazarus valve, and it's flat bottom. It just makes it nice. They have a Meteor one for metric and one for war games. So make sure you know which one you have, and make sure you know if your Meteor is the metric one or not. I would check that. So, you know, not everything's plug and play. So you got to do a little research before you just go willy-nilly and go buy stuff, you know, and then expect everything to work. Because sometimes it won't. So don't get upset. Most of these places will just totally take care of you. And I'm pretty sure that these guys will too. But let's see if I can turn myself on. That's right there where I can't see anything. I have my talking head. All products. They have t-shirts. You get their ATTKTX, I guess how you pronounce it. Stickers. They have this nice little hard shell case. I got one of these free, which is really nice. Put your phone in it, or you can put Scony inserts in here, or Nova inserts may fit in there. Some of them. Kind of cool. That's what I'm going to use mine for. They have these ultra thin. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Holding it back, I'm not gonna sneeze. These ultra thin Meteor detent screws, and these nice little flat tops. They have those for you. They have the hollow Vasa screw. I think these have. Let's click on this. I think they have the metric and the war games, and this has got the hole drilled through here. You know, so we can go. Can I go back here? No. Let's go back to all products. What else do they have? They just have some hardware. So frame screws, slide frame sear pin, pneumatics hose, and then ATTKTX partnered with, and I forget the name of this company. It is BSI Uncure. Yeah, I buy it from my local hobby shop, but if you don't have a local hobby shop that sells this, I've been using this. They have a lot of good. This company, and they rebrand. They rebrand for hobby shops and stuff like that. But they have this debonder, and it apparently works on the green Loctite. The green Loctite on Shocktech frames, and which is green 680, and it has a chemical in there that actually helps soften that if you let it sit for a little bit. So worthwhile buy on that. Let me turn this off right here. And they go in the shop, all products. What else do they have? They have some thread locker and purple, blue, and red and green. I don't know what the red is, but generally the colors are pretty representational of the Loctite brand, the Hinkle brand. So if red is a high, well, let's click on it, see what it says, if it says anything. High strength, high will maintain strength up to 490 degrees. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at all paintball products. Oops. Let's look at green, see what the temperature is. Temperature is the key thing. 300 degrees. So the 490 stuff I wouldn't use. The green and the red are probably the same hardness, but the red is a high temperature. Quite frankly, I would not use red on paintball guns. So ATTKTX, I wouldn't sell that, but it's your website. You do what you want. That's the way I look at it. Red I would not use. Green I use for pump handles. This is my all-purpose, and purple, which should be their low, I would imagine. Read the descriptions on here. I'm not going to read them all for you guys, but I would recommend this for all your air fittings, your little tiny fittings, stuff like that. That's what I would do. That's what I use. They have a gift card. And yeah, so they have a few things, and I'm sure they'll have more stuff here in the near future. But anyway, let's go back to this, and we're going to go, I need to go right to here. I think I go bebop that. There we go. Yeah, kind of popped in there real quick. So anyway, as we're rattle on here, we're going to install the gold. Let's make sure I grab the right one. This one is the 9 spec. Let me show you both of them. Oh, there's the trigger right. That's the ones without the ceramic. And you guys have seen that already. And here is the 2K. So you know, if you look at the end, one has got a big hole and one's got a small hole. Key indicator. 2K, 9 spec, if you don't know, or they're calling it pre-2K. I call it 99 spec. But, you know, I'm not right all the time. That's how I'm not. But anyway, you want the small one. So don't get fooled. And don't get upset if you order the wrong one. They'll take care of you, you know. They'll be good. Gant's a good guy. I've talked to him one time on the phone. Really nice. Had a nice chat with him. But really nice guy. But first thing to do, this Meteor we have a fat rat in. It's a whole Shocktech lower tube kit, if I recall. I think it is. And I have a video, and I'll post a link. If not, look for this Meteor video. I think I did 2 videos on it because I'm running a Shocktech bolt in it with, I think I did an O-ring and a non-O-ring version on it. And I can't remember what its pressure setup, but let's unscrew this. And we're going to screw it into the old tankomizer. We'll see what the pressure setup. I think it's right around that 200-ish range. But let's see real quick. Let's screw this in here. Let's get my tank. Tank. And I'm going to take, oh, God. Oh, you know what? I gotta find that now. There it is. Oh. So what I don't like about the easy on off is if you're too overzealous like I was just now, 2 things will happen. One will, this little guy will pop all the way out and fall on the ground where you can't find it. So it's not a big fan. And then it becomes a real pain to put back on. What I do real quick, and I don't know if you guys can see this, is this pin's not sliding. I green lock that little turkey in there. And then if this does come apart, it does fly all the way off, which it does for me all the time. I don't lose that stupid pin, which is the hardest thing to find on the ground. And then I got to make one out, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, I'm not going to go into what I consider, sorry Simon, I think it's a design flaw, it drives me nuts. Somehow encapsulate this thing so it doesn't fall all the way out. It drives me bonkers. I have a new order. Ooh. Pull up Shopify. I have a new order. Who just ordered from me? Oh, someone ordered some stuff from me. Let's see. Well, we may announce someone that bought some stuff from me, and a big old thank you. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Fittings. Who was it? Someone bought a whole bunch of stuff. Devin Wilson. Thank you, Devin, for making a big purchase. It's been kind of quiet on the paintball front. Sales are down. So anyway, we're gonna try to get this all in here. Put that in there. We're going to get that and let this go up. There we go. So it's like 205. So this runs at 205, and I can't remember what the. So now we know what the kind of base station is. I think I was shooting. I don't know. We'll have to look at that video. 205 could be 300 feet per second, or it could be 285 feet per second. I don't remember what I had it set at, but we know that our base mark. Oh, and by the way, that's 205. I have a modified red chamber in here. I modified it. So watch that other video, and you'll be able to see that. Maybe I'll put a link up here somewhere for that other video, up one of these corners, probably the opposite corner. But anyway, let's start taking things apart. We are going to pick this hose off and stuff in here. I just want it out of the way. So I'm going to try to do this as minimalistic as possible. If I can get it done. Oh, and then this Meteor does have a LPC chamber in it, and it is, what brand is it? I think it's got a patent on it, so I can't see. I'm going to my little flashlight down here. It's just shadowy enough that I can't see the patent pending. This may be an ANS. I don't know. We'll see when we spin it off. It could be the stainless steel, not ANS, but AKA. I don't remember. But we want to do a couple things. I am going to take off this beaver tail because I don't want to fight that. Take off the beaver tail. This is a gun that I bought from, I actually did a trade for this gun. Joseph, I'm losing his name right now. And so we traded for something. He had something that that I wanted, and I had something that he wanted. So and they were both nice items. So we did a straight up just trade on it. And I needed this for doing some testing. But let's just take the frame off. It's gonna be a little easier. Oh, there we go. Screw's gonna come all the way out. I'm gonna take the rear frame screw off. It's gonna come all the way out. Tilt the frame off to the side. Put it off here. I think I'm gonna put a little stand here. These are the stands that AKA makes. They're pretty nice. I'm going to take off this guy right here. The screw's going to come all the way out. If I can get that out. Set that off to the side. I am going to take the cocking knob out. And you'll see why here in a second, because we're going to need it. And then from there, I think I can just, I need to take the bolt out. Hold on. I can take the bolt out. I'm going to take the bolt all the way out. We're going to swing it around, and we're going to slide everything out the front. Everything, there we go. Pretty simple. Try not to, I'm going to take the three-way shaft. I don't want to bend that. And if I can, I'm going to take my screw. I'm going to screw it back into here. Come on. Screw, screw, screw. Why won't you go in there? There we go. And then I'm going to get my Allen key. Try not to bend anything. Man, that's on there tight. There we go. So now I can, don't want to bend any shafts or anything like that. That would stink. I'm just going to unscrew this right here. That comes out. And so this is the red valve. And mine has been drilled out in here. So I drilled down and then I added 2 more holes right there. And that was allowed me to have a net gain, lower operating pressure with kind of the same system. So we're going to set this off to the side and we can pull this out. If I drop there, I do have a fat right here, so I dropped in the spring and everything came out. I'm going to try to put everything back in there. Yeah, it's all back in there. So we're going to grab this part right here. And by the way, this comes with the screw. You're going to want to use the screw. If I can get everything out of here. I'm a little picky. Comes with their screw. Put that here. I wonder if it's the same thread. This is the stainless steel one with the hole in it, so it's got even more, purchase power. It seems like to be the same thread as that. So okay. So this has got the holy one. It comes with the spring perch, and I think this is ambidextrous, so I think you can have it on either side. I don't see any big difference on that, and there's a way to put this in. It comes with the front half, which is essentially kind of not ambidextrous, but you can put it in 2 ways, either this way or this way. It's exactly the same, just a lining up thing. And that will slip into there after everything goes in. Try not to sneeze, but let me see how these O-rings fit. Feel good that way. Feel good that way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use our cocking rod, and we're going to thread this into here. And this is threaded for 1032. It's an installation aid. And while we're here, and I have a severely runny nose, I got the wintertime allergies starting to hit me. But let's put a little looby-doob on here. And this is just you don't need a whole bunch, just a little light dab will do you. Wipe my fingers off. And we are just going to, I kind of want to clock this. I have this kind of tight on here, but not tight where if I try to unscrew it, it's going to spin it. I just want to kind of clock this in here. And I'm going to push it down till that screw lines up. There we go. And while I'm here, take the front frame screw, and to hold everything in place while I'm assembling everything is I'm going to drop this front frame screw, if I can. It's always hard to see, so I'm going to put it in here, just kind of hold everything. screw it in. We're just going to screw it. We'll screw it all the way down. Okay, now I can undo that. And that will just hold it in place for me. Okay, you know, nice packaging. Let's make it useful packaging. Cut this little part out right here and allow me to put my old parts in here. That'd be kind of cool. I can cut it out myself. But, you know, hey, I like the separation. I think that looks nice. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to screw this other part onto the front here. And what I'll do is, this will eventually get snugged up after I may be able to just snug it up right now. If I kind of line things up here. Yeah, I think that's fairly close. I'm going to put a little bit of dab of lube on this, a little bit in here, and we're going to see if I can just slide this all in. There we go. I'm going to get my three-way all back into position. Let's get this screw, see if I can drop him down in there. And the goal is, let's see if this all works. This is a metric. I'm probably not using my right metric wrench for this. I get everything to catch in there. Everything's lined up right. I think it is. I may have to do a little bit more alignment down there. Well, let me see if I get it. I don't know if I got it or not. Hold on. Things are... Let's slide all that out real quick. Ooh, don't want that O-ring. You don't want to lose this little O-ring. That's the important one. Let's go and see if I got everything lined up. Everything... Push in tight. There we go. Kind of pre-screw everything, make sure everything goes in there. May want to throw a little bit of lube on the threads. Not going to hurt anything. Don't want to cross-thread it. And you want to make sure this is nice and pushed in here. There we go. Happy-go-lucky. I'm going to put a little bit of lube in here. Put my O-ring back in there. Hopefully I can get everything lined up. We'll see. So we'll get everything lined up. It's actually a fairly easy install. You know, don't force anything. If it doesn't feel like it wants to go, don't force it. Oh, that feeling. There we go. I think I have that O-ring is in there. We're going to snug that down, make sure it moves back and forth. And then I'm going to finally take this front banjo bolt and just snug that down a little bit there. This is probably not the right Allen key for this. I'm going to snug it. I don't want to crank this down. I just want to snug it, because what you can do on these is you can pull that whole mechanism, this whole mechanism, you can pull it sideways. You can put that down for a portion, it'll leak across the top of the O-rings. So you just gotta be careful with that. Don't over crank it, but don't have it loose. You know, you're not sitting there putting this mass, torque on it, because don't He-Man it. There's no reason to He-Man it. Just enough to, this dab will do you. Put that in here. We're gonna put our caulking rod back in the back, like that. We can now take this front frame screw out. Look how easy that was. And I'm using the rounded lug on the fat. It's all ShockTech lower tube kit. IVG I think is in 2 turns from flush. I got the ShockTech rounded lug with whatever internals are in here. Looks like ShockTech internals. And maybe free flow. I don't know. Maybe a free flow roller sear and then ShockTech other parts. Get that lined up. Just put that in there so it's not super cranked down yet. We'll adjust that in a second. Got that in place. Hopefully this screw goes right in place. Same with the front frame screw. You don't need to wrench that down. You just want it snug. And if you're concerned about having the front frame screw come loose a little bit, use a little bit of the purple Loctite. You get it from ATTKTX, which is the low strength, and a small little dab on the tip of that screw. When you just bring it down snug, that's all you need. That's all you need on it. But that's it on that. Let's put this frame back together. Or let's put this back together. Put this back together. I think, now, knock on wood, I'm gassing it up in front of you guys. It's not live, but I don't think I'm going to edit it. Let's figure everything seals up. But yeah, this is the kind of the nature of the beast. Sometimes you have to, find some leaks. The goal is, I want to caulk it. Just make sure everything's nice and working good there. Yep, that is. We're going to put my tank on. Okay. I have a little leak, but I think it was my three-way. I have a little leak, and I don't know where it's coming from. I think it's my three-way, and it just went away. Oh. Well, that's a really tight timing. I want to loosen that up a little bit. I could probably pull my hammer back a little bit. But anyway, that is installation of the ATTKTX gold valve in a Meteor. Remember, they're all 99 spec Meteors, unless it's some funky thing. So don't get fooled, or don't be a fool. But anyway, yeah, we're going to check this out. You'll see another video after this. I get some time of me shooting. And let's see what the velocities would get with the Fat Rat, ShockTech Fat Rat. Basically, ShockTech Fat Rat lower tube kit is ShockTech Fat Valve, or Fat Rat, the Fat Hammer, the ShockTech springs, and the only thing that's not ShockTech is the IBG is not ShockTech. Oh, god dang. One thing I don't like about Meteors is they are sharp everywhere. It's got poked. It's a sharp piece of metal. I love the look of Meteors. Sometimes I don't like the sharpness of things. And my LPR is a little tight. But it has the Meteor cocking rod on it. But it's got a ShockTech bolt in it. AKA regulator. Inception front end. It is a mixed bag. We kind of went all gamut on this. But this was pretty much built, and it had a Meteor bolt and the Meteor hammer and valve setup in it. And everything else was the same. Inception front end, LPC chamber, stuff like that. But let's give this a try. Let's see if I can switch over to here. Beep, bop. Can I do it this way? And turn off this? Yeah, I can. So let's go like that. There we go. This would be a great thumbnail. And let's go like this. That's a great thumbnail. Tactics. And let's go like that. There we go. That's a great thumbnail I'll use. I'll use that thumbnail. So yeah, that's how you install it. No leaky. Can't hear any more leaks. It's just a little three-way leak that finally sealed itself up. And so we're good to go. If you haven't done so, hit the bell and the like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and I definitely appreciate that. So, all right, Docfire